live on the Red, White, and Blue Sports Show. I'm Scott, along with Zack. What's up, brother?
What's going on? How are you?
Not much. What's up, man? Good week. Olympics are
Yeah.
here.
They are very interesting activities going on in sports right now across the board. So a lot to talk about. But the Olympics are in full force and some really good things going on. There's some other, I don't know what we'd call them, things going on. But
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get into that.
let's get it rolling.
All right. I'm gonna say it. Who's a swimmer, Ledecky?
Yeah.
She's disappointed me.
Why?
Everything that was built up, her coming into it,
Yeah.
and I don't think she's lived up to it.
She won the race that she was supposed to, and she lost to a better swimmer in the 200. I mean, now she still has.
I'm just
mind you, the one day she swam like 3,100 meters with prelims and semis and whatnot.
So
She's still in two more relays.
So we're making excuses already.
No, she finished second to a better swimmer, and then she dominated the race last night. If you stayed up and watched it, she shit on everybody, and it was awesome. A young swimmer, Sullivan, finished second, who no one thought she would be anywhere near the medal stand, and she came in second, and Katie Ledecky jumped over the ropes to give her a hug because it was kind of a passing of the guard. So it was awesome, actually.
Yeah, I mean, as much as she was built up, I expected a Michael Phelps Olympics.
She's only had two opportunities. She has two or three more. I mean, she has a silver and a gold. She's only had two chances to get medals.
She got beat twice.
Huh?
She got beat twice. She lost again yesterday.
Well,
one of them.
That's a final. Only one counts.
What?
No matter what, the prelims and semis don't mean anything. She finished in a silver and she finished in gold.
Sunday night she lost.
That was in a semi.
No, it was not.
It was to Titmus, the same girl that beat her.
That's fine, but she did not win that race, and they gave the other girl the gold. So you can't tell me it wasn't a final. Because I watched the.
I think she's doing a heck of a job.
I just expect.
I think our swimmers are doing an excellent job in general, especially on the women's side.
I'm not saying she's not doing a great job. I'm just saying I expected more. I guess as much as it was built up, I just expected it to be like a Michael Phelps.
We're gonna drop someone who dropped the ball as far as women's sports here on Katie Ledecky when we have the.
Oh, we're getting to that.
We got the pink elephant in the room here.
Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. We had some of these young girls step up. It's pretty cool, man.
Now,
Alex Walsh and Kate Douglas, who are teammates at Virginia, they go 1-2 last night. I mean, that's this, and Michael Phelps talked about this. We are the next. They're all getting an advantage here because it's going to be a short window. We're super young on our swim team, so in 3 years, wherever that is supposed to be, I think it's in London, but I'm not sure. We will be loaded for bear come swimming. And that comes from Michael Phelps, who I think he has a pretty good, understanding of the pulse of the swim team.
Yeah, I mean, how come they never show the Olympic golf?
It hasn't started yet.
I know,
that's why.
But they're never showing it.
They will. It will be on.
Okay.
It will be on. It doesn't start for 2 more days out.
Here, you want the elephant in the room? After the other night, I don't know if I'll watch another Olympic episode this year.
No, that's not true. You just said you want to watch Olympic golf.
I don't know if I will, though. Simone Biles ruined it for me.
There's definitely many a sport that I really don't care about. But the golf and wrestling starting up in a couple of days will be both to and then we have track and field, which will be awesome. But she, definitely put a big divider in I guess the country as far as sports related thoughts and mental health, and it's she's definitely put a big old divider down the middle here with where people think, and it's I don't understand how I get and I respect and I understand that mental health is a big issue in our country, and I will never sneeze at that. Having, everyone's had issues, but this isn't about that, man.
How do you not
don't-
know before you go?
Don't go. It's that simple. Don't tell me she got the yips all of a sudden. She did interviews. I've watched a couple different interviews where she's talked about how she's scared in some of her moves now, and she has these nicks and neck injuries, and she just isn't the same. She doesn't have the same confidence. That's cool. She was phenomenal. She was as good as one could be for a long time. But if you don't have it and you're not mentally right, whether you're not mentally right or physically right, don't go. Don't take a spot of someone else and then quit on your team when it doesn't go your way. It's a bad look for, and Jamie agrees with this wholeheartedly, being a woman athlete. She was state champion track in West Virginia. She's all about it. And she posted about it and she agrees. It's a bad look for women in sports. That's her opinion. And I agree.
Well, I think it ruined it for me, the whole Olympics.
It's sad. But you know what was awesome is there were some girls who just said, let's roll. Like Jordan Childs, who was just thrown into the mix. They were like, hey, you're going to be doing this. Now, like those girls, the rest of that team answered the bell, which I dig. They didn't bow their heads and say, oh, well, woe is me. They went out and they fought, and, they didn't have enough firepower to, beat a really good Russian team. It's my take.
It kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah, it's and the fact that how
when I watch the NBA draft tomorrow night over the Olympics, that's sad.
That's bad. I'd watch paint dry before I'd watch the NBA draft.
No, that's how pissed off I am.
Yeah, well, I understand. I mean, it's not going to deter me from watching other amazing athletes who have worked really hard, because I respect that, and even weird sports, and Emma was just fell out of her chair when she saw that they play badminton. Watching the badminton and ping pong, she is transfixed watching that.
Yeah, seriously, where badminton and table tennis or the Olympics.
We only have 6 weights in Olympic wrestling, so we have the trampoline.
That's something I used to play in the Caddyshack as a kid.
The trampoline is an event. Are you kidding me? And they wanted come on, man. Golf should be pretty eventful.
And you wonder why I'm turned off by the Olympics.
No, I mean that's something that I see every time. Like the main sports are the ones that I dig. There's some outliers that are kind of cool, but I don't know. There's some of these events. There's just so many. Surfing an Olympic event? Cool event.
Hey, stop. Would you watch House Hunters International before the NBA draft?
That is fucking Jamie Morris asked that question. 100%. There's it. And boy, that's I'm like, I think I would watch the NBA draft over House Hunters International. Let me just on principle alone.
Let me rephrase. Wait, it's relatively boring compared to International. Okay, that's all I'm saying. All I'm going to watch is the first 5 picks, then I'm turning the MLB package on.
Yeah. So, right, like that, and I want to see where Deuce McBride from West Virginia goes. How high he might creep up into this thing.
All right. Do you see anybody having enough ammo to get up there to trade for Cade Cunningham with Detroit?
I mean, it's been talked about. I don't know if they do, but the Cavs.
I mean, I don't think they got enough ammo.
I don't know, but I mean, there's a lot of conversation about it. But I would do
because thanks to Stepien, you can't give up back-to-back firsts.
Right.
So I mean.
So I mean, I don't know.
But is Cade Cunningham Yes. Yes.
Yep. The real deal. Saw him play.
Okay. I understand
real
deal. Okay.
Yep.
Is he the alpha, a LeBron James, is he that much of an alpha?
There's one. There's only one LeBron James, so it's unfair to compare.
Well, that's what I mean. Is he a LeBron? Is he a Harden? Is he a Chris Paul? Is he of that caliber?
Yeah,
or is he a step below?
Huge. I think he has the potential to be. I mean, he's Paul George's size, but a point guard who can shoot.
So Cleveland needs a third point guard.
Well, no, they need a real point guard who can see over.
Oh, here, Darius Garland is solidified. He got 100% better this past year.
That's true. Okay,
Colin Sexton needs to get the heck out of town, and me and you can drive to his house and help him pack his bags.
Just put it all in contractor bags, throw it in the back of a U-Haul, move on.
I mean, I can't even think what it's going to take to get there. And you're only coming from 3.
Right.
I mean, say you're behind 3. What's it going to take to get there?
The thing where they're stuck, the Cavs are stuck. How many more years do they have that big old heavy sack of Kevin Love on their shoulders?
Oh, God.
You know, they can't even use him as a expiring contract in a trade.
All right, guy says he's a Tim Hardaway with size. Cade Cunningham.
So he's a Hall of Famer.
Well, no. I mean, he's just saying he's
yeah,
that type of player with size, taller.
Tim Hardaway was as good as anybody in the league for a while there, and he was small.
Okay,
so this dude is legit 6'8", 6'9". Like he's like Magic-ish.
Did he have nothing with him at Oklahoma State?
Well, kind of, because they got put on they got hit with that weird probation, and the coach almost left, and they had a couple players leave, and he took them. I mean, didn't they win the Big 12?
No, Kansas did.
Or lost to Kansas. I mean, they went on he's really talented. I mean, he carried them on his shoulders. I mean, this dude, he's the kind of dude that just kind of, he has the look to him, the smile. He just kind of has it. Yeah, I like him. He's a good kid. I like him.
Okay, so he goes 1. Who's going 2 to Houston?
That's a crapshoot, bro. Is it Mobley?
I think he's going to Cleveland. I think it's at.
I wouldn't mind that.
I think it's at Jalen Green. I think Mobley's going to go to Cleveland, and from what I'm understanding, after 3, there's a little drop off. Not like off a cliff, but just a drop off.
Yeah, just step down.
Then once you hit 5, that's where the cliff begins. You fall off the cliff. So really, if you're not in the top 5, you're pretty much screwed.
Well,
depending what you need. Depending what you need.
Then it comes down to scouting and player development. Then you earn your money. You're not always going to get someone who's going to walk in and be an all-star, day 1. So that's why you have people that.
Okay, Cunningham should.
No, I'm talking after 5. Yeah, like you said, the big drop off. That after that drop off, that's when player development.
Okay,
scouting.
Well here at 3, I'm being told it's between Mobley and Suggs. As long as Cunningham and Green are off the board.
I mean, they're different.
The kid from Gonzaga.
Obviously. They're very different, but it's hard to not love Suggs. Super talented, phenomenal athlete, does everything really well, and just a leader of men type player.
I get it. Because it just scares me.
I don't know
in the
if it
NBA
translates, though.
with with the competition he played in college. I'm not going to lie.
Well, when you say that, what do you mean? Because I'll just go through their schedule and tell everyone that they beat soundly all last year with him. So the best of the best. They beat every good team in the country last year.
Except Baylor.
Okay.
And they don't play nobody in their conference.
But they beat everyone in the country that was in the top 10 pretty much. And they went on the road and they beat them soundly. West Virginia gave them the toughest game of their schedule, and they won by 3 early on in the season. Everyone else, they smoked. So I get their conference.
And then they got smoked.
And that happens. Okay. Hey, it happens to the best of them.
Oh, but the ungodly Gonzaga is going to, hands down, everybody, they're going to walk through this tournament.
I picked Baylor. Baylor's super athletic. They're
So
long.
did I. Jalen Green.
Coach real well. Yeah.
I mean, you tell me what.
I don't know about Jalen Green. Not a fan.
Love him.
I don't know.
Wish we could Cleveland get their hands on him.
Mobley is a dynamic dude. He's the different kind of cat. I mean, he's like 13 feet long and got just arms that go for weeks, and he's got some tools but he also weighs 104 pounds. So
who does?
Mobley.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's so long and skinny. Like, I mean, I just don't know how he's going to have to put some time in, man, because he could get pushed around and walk.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely go if I'm the Cavaliers. I would definitely go Mobley over Suggs.
Well, they don't need that player, right? Yeah,
I mean, how many guards do you need? I mean, well,
right,
Sexton's not. I would not surprise me if tomorrow night Sexton goes somewhere.
Yeah. What are you gonna get for him?
You give me R.J. Barrett, I'll take him. I'll take R.J. Barrett.
Yeah.
You give me Luka Doncic, I'll definitely take it.
I'd give half. I mean, they could have the whole roster. We'll just start over.
We ain't got enough for Luka Doncic on our whole roster.
Take
and
everybody.
Draft picks.
We'll go. Well, they could go to the Lakewood Y and fill the roster out to surround around him and be better than what they are now. Yeah. Yeah. So.
I take R.J. Barrett in a heartbeat. He's only going to get better.
I mean, what? Okay.
And here, Andrew playing in Thibodeau's freaking offense, who hates offense to begin with. He just wants to coach defense.
Team did pretty well with.
So they got smoked by Atlanta.
Made the playoffs in a year where they weren't supposed to do much of anything because they're trying to set up themselves for an off season. You know, they got. He's a dookie, so he plays hard. He buys in, and they played well. R.J. Barrett is very limited. He's. I mean,
but he's.
Where's he going?
He's that 3 you need. You don't have a 3.
He's a 3 role player. He's not going to be a 3 that's going to make your team dynamic and change your team.
I think he will. You get him in the right system, which I think this up and down system's a lot better than that New York Knicks. The New York Knicks offense is horrible for him. I agree.
How has he gotten better yet? Why would it change? Just because run and gun? I don't know.
Getting up and down the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, he's better than Okoro.
Well, we're not saying a whole lot.
Well, that's who you got right now.
You know what? I take. I don't know. I mean, I guess I give up Sexton for him, but that's not really saying a whole lot. I mean, Sexton is what it is.
I'll take a bag of balls for Sexton right now.
Right. I mean, you give me a bag. You know, a bag. Are
you going to give him that max contract he wants?
Sexton?
Yeah.
No. Well, that's the thing. It's the NBA.
No.
It's the NBA where everybody who is halfway decent wants a max contract. I mean, it's the wild, wild west contract wise in the NBA. It's a joke, and that's why the league is viewership is down, and it is in the state that it's in.
I love how they're blaming that viewership is down, but the Milwaukee Bucks did everything the right way to win an NBA title. Didn't need to team up with 3 or 4 guys.
Sure.
He did it the right way, and they want to complain because viewership's down. Screw that.
I'm talking about the league in general. The league, there's disinterest in the NBA due to many factors.
Oh, I agree. And
don't have to get into it.
It's because
the Milwaukee Bucks did do it the right way, and Giannis did do it the right way. They stayed home and trusted the process, and that is a testament to kids need to be looking at this because coaches always talk about that trust the process, and he did it the right way, and he talked about that, and that is something to be congratulated. He didn't have to join a super team, bounce around 14 times to find the right, latch on to the right 7 other dudes. And I tip my cap to him. He's a likable dude. And I guess Chris Middleton turned out to be the right Batman, or right Robin for Batman. Like he stepped up in some big situations, and Mike Budenholzer went from, well, if he doesn't win the Eastern Conference Championship, he's probably going to get fired.
Right.
right?
All right.
And then he goes to win, so.
All right, we gotta get to break here. What we got
All
coming
right.
up at 7:30?
So we're going to change it up, a little different sport with the Olympics starting. Eric Burnett, who is legend in Lorain County, head coach at Elyria High School for the last 20 years. He was four-time high school state champion wrestling at Oberlin, All-American at Clarion. He helped coach Team Ohio here recently in Fargo with the biggest high school wrestling tournament. And we're going to talk about, little high school wrestling, but also go into how the name, image, likeness is going to affect that sport, which it already has across the board, and maybe a little Olympic wrestling as well.
Okay, get him on the horn, and we're gonna go to break, and that's next on the Red, White, and Blue Sports Show. And we are back on the Red, White, and Blue Sports Show. I'm Scott along with Zach. Go ahead, Zach. Introduce our guest.
Hey, everyone. I'm very happy to introduce a good friend of mine who is taking a few minutes out from doing a camp in Milan right now. Eric Burnett, head wrestling coach at Elyria High School. So he comes from a long line of amazing wrestling in Ohio. 4-time high school champ, All-American at Clarion, been a head coach at Elyria. How long now at head coach at Elyria? For 20.
Next year will be 25 years next year.
That was my guess. I had it. I had 20. Yeah. Turn them into a national power. Many state champions, national champions, and so it's an honor for you to join me. I know you're stepping away from. He's doing a camp for Burnett Trained Wrestling right now in Milan, but thanks for joining us, Eric.
No, thanks for having me with you guys, man. I appreciate it. My pleasure as always.
It's cool. We want to cover all different types of sports, and I think it's cool right now. You guys just getting done coming back from Fargo, and kind of now just getting ready to get back and rolling into the school year. And there's a couple different things I want to talk about. How did Fargo go overall in your mind? First off, Fargo is the biggest high school wrestling tournament in the country out in Fargo, North Dakota. It's crazy. But how did it go for you? What you thoughts for Team Ohio, for Nate, for the Elyria dudes and local guys?
Well, the numbers were crazy. First of all, it was the biggest tournament they've ever had. They had over 6,000 wrestlers. I know for a fact that PA and Ohio had the most kids that we've ever taken out there. So, 5 bus loads of kids and dudes and bands and whatnot, and girls, and, it was huge. So, yeah,
that's awesome.
It's Fargo. It's one of those deals where, you got 4-time state champs that go out there and get beat up and whatnot, so it was one of those things. You know what I mean? Some of the kids had great tournaments, and some learned a lot. You know what I mean?
Everyone walks away learning something from there, because like you said, it is it's brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah. You got to go. It's like it's important to go out there. It's important to learn how to adapt and make adjustments and things like that. And to a degree, I think it's important to learn how to lose. Because losing, right? Losing teaches you, right?
Yeah.
If you don't learn from losing, I'm not really sure what's gonna teach you,
right?
Or what's gonna help you, right?
Right.
So it's a big deal.
That is. It's essential. That rolls same with like the Iron Man and Beast of the East and those tournaments where you wrestle on the best of the best, and you need to take a lump once in a while. How are you going to react?
Right.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
why that's why we do. That's why we do what we do.
Right. So how many Elyria dudes went out?
So we had Riley Banyas. She wrestled in the women's division. And then we had Connor Holm, Eric Trinsky, Nate Burnett, and Jake Evans. I don't think I'm forgetting anybody. TJ Clinton wrestled in 14Us, which was a couple of weeks before, and he was a national champ. He'll be a freshman at Elyria this year at 106.
That's sweet.
Yeah, he did a heck of a job, man. Trinsky, it's one of those deals where he got hurt, Eric, and so he missed everything. You know how you can petition on the team, like you can't go to the state tournament and whatnot.
Right.
So we petitioned him at 152 because, we didn't feel like he was a huge 152 pounder during the school year. But he just grew, you know what I mean? And once you petition, you're kind of locked into that weight class.
Yeah.
So he didn't make weight, but I don't know that it was entirely his fault, if that makes sense. I think maybe he's outgrown the weight.
Just circumstances.
So, it's hindsight is 2020, obviously. But so that was a real bummer because he trains super hard and does everything right. And then he was junior division, which is 18 and under. And then, or what is it, 20 and under, I guess.
It was brutal.
Then, and Nate, my son, he went 5-2. He actually hit the round of 16. And then he lost a match, won another match. And So basically, he was two matches from placing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Connor Holm went 1-2 in U16
How did Riley do?
132 weight. Roddy went 0-2, but she was up a weight.
That's a huge difference, especially with girls.
I think 100 is the better weight class for her, and she went 106.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean, lighter weight, 6 pounds. That's quite a bit.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
But yeah.
So another
Jake Evans went 2-2. Right? Jake Evans went 2-2.
Yeah. So another successful summer. Everyone, they're rolling. You got your camps rolling. Yeah. I know. I saw some of the pictures. You had some of the older dudes coming back and working out and training with you. JT and Josh and Ben. Da da da. So knowing that seeing these dudes wrestling at that bigger stage now, with what's going on in college, with the the name issue or name license, the NIL. What name image license? How is? I saw Spencer Lee, but how is that going to affect wrestling a lot? And how can it? Is it going to make the cream rise to the top more with kids getting money? Do you see that affecting wrestling in college?
Honestly, man, I don't know all the ins and outs. What I do know is you either get really good or you get a lot of followers, I guess. I mean, so some of the kids have opportunities right now that there's some companies reaching out to them and want to help them out with some stuff, and that's always good. I don't know that the wrestling mindset's ever really going to change. I mean, wrestlers, you know what I mean? They want to train, they want to win, they want to, you know what I mean? I don't know, and then you got, of course, I mean, a guy like Spencer Lee, he's probably going to get hooked up pretty good, I would imagine, but
I would think,
pretty sure it's not. But that's not going to make him any less hungry. Okay. That guy gets down, man, so I just think wrestlers by nature, I think should be okay with that. I would imagine, and you got to go through your compliance department. You got to make sure you're doing things right. And, it seems like different schools and their different compliance departments kind of handle things differently. So it's like my son, he's at Pitt and I'm like, he got hit up by a couple of different places. I'm like, you got to go through your compliance, man. You know what I mean? Figure out what you're allowed to do. And you know what I mean? If you got a gear company that wants to set you up, but you're sponsored by Nike, well, I don't know. What can you? You know what I mean? Right. So I don't know. I just don't think it'll impact wrestling. I think the wrestling mentality is to go out, and train hard, and be as tough as you can be and beat somebody.
Right. If they can get some free gear or free pizzas or whatever. Okay, cool. Right. Yeah. Just throw some t-shirts. Exactly. Now we can go.
Right.
It's true. I thought the same thing, but I want getting your perspective on it. Talking to dudes and being very having you're attached to the pulse of like a lot of kids that are wrestling at that next level. I'm sure like Jessie Lee, I saw her, she posted, she got something at Tiffin, women's wrestling, but it's going to be a lot of probably local stuff, but that's cool. I mean, whatever you can get and, take it now. I mean, athletes have been taking it in the shorts for so many years, right? Not being able to like do anything or get anything. So why?
I mean, how crazy is it? If you're on a scholarship, you're not allowed to have a job. I mean,
right.
That was nuts. You know what I mean? So now these kids, if they can, make up for what they would have spent on something, if they get some cool stuff, some cool gear, whatever, they don't have to spend that money. It's great. It's going to be a help.
Yeah. Right. Wow. Good. I was thinking the same thing. So one last thing, I know you got to get back. You get the kids coming back. I know there's a lot of those Olympic wrestlers we don't even know. Some of them we're like, who are these cats? Like some of the Greco, they're coming like from one dude's like he's a Marine, but some of the big names, obviously we have Gable Stevenson, the heavyweight, who is talking about signing a big deal, but he, Dake, Taylor, those guys. Do you see? I mean, what do your thoughts? You hear? I mean, do we have a chance? Does Gable Stevenson have a chance to win?
I gotta believe he does. I gotta believe
he's such a freak, right?
I mean, he's been just killing really good dudes. You know what I mean? He beat Gwiz. You know what I mean? Gwiz is a world medalist. But you know what I mean? It's like, now he's got these tough guys, of course. You know what I mean? He's Russian guys and Eastern European. Yeah, he's got a tough weight class. It's the Olympics, but the way he's been rolling. I just got to believe he's got a shot, man. You know, and Dake and Taylor, I don't know. I mean, Dake just beat one of the best guys in the world from America, right?
And Dake's a goofy dude. Like, I mean, he just does his thing. Like, I mean, he beat Burroughs. And he just goes around and just wins wherever he goes. Any weight, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, right. I mean, his confidence, I think it's always been good, but it's got to be at the highest level right now, right? And Taylor's Taylor. You know what I mean? Taylor, I believe, can beat anybody, anytime.
Yeah.
He's been proving it. So, shoot, man. Yeah, I like our chances. I mean, I like I said, I don't know. You got these guys, man, that are, you know, from these countries with all kinds of like consonants and vowels and whatnot. You know, they're hard to say, but they're badasses, right? They're all badasses.
They're just,
you know,
grizzled. They're men too. They're like, you know, 28, 30-year-old dudes that probably been, you know, taking the shot since they were like 6.
Well, I mean, you know, it's crazy. You talk to some of these guys, man, about how it is there. You know, and these guys have been preparing. Well, you figure when you do no folk style ever, right? It's only freestyle, and you know, I mean, they specialize in freestyle or Greco, I would suspect, right? So, but there's no folk style. There's no high school state championship where you're wrestling and trying to kill the guy and things like that. There's no NCAA tournament, you know. So that's good for them. I think we do very well, all things considered, right? I mean, the United States is very well. So yeah, it's just one of those things that I'm going to enjoy watching it. I've done a lot of watching recently, man. There's so many resources out there. You know what I mean? That you can get video of guys that I'll read a guy's name. I might have a hard time pronouncing it, but then I'll look him up and I'm like, holy smokes, this
they're freaks.
Freak.
Right.
And so those are the matches I look forward to of like just how things are going to play out.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think this guy can have a lot of success, you know, internationally. You know, I mean, this year in the Olympics.
Right. I agree. Yeah. It's going to be fun. I'm excited. You know, I think we got a couple days still. They get rolling, but yeah. I mean, it's all, you know, it's fun. I mean, I think we have a good team. I think it's, and they're on the younger side too. So I think they have another Olympics ahead of them too, with a lot of them, which is nice.
Right.
And, you know, we got one of the guys like Jaden Cox, who isn't maybe the best. Jaden Cox isn't even on the team because wrestling gets screwed with only 6 weights. So we kind of, it's, you know, it is what it is, I guess. You just got to roll with it. But yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, it's good getting your take. And, you know, I always talking with you. Next time we need to do it over beers. It'll be way better. It'll be way better. But dude, no, I appreciate it so much joining. Yeah, I know you gotta get back to the kids before people start running down Wickle Road doing goofy shit. But I appreciate it so much, and we'll join it. We'll have you on again maybe before the season starts, but we'll get together soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, Eric.
No problem. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Eric. Have a good night.
You too, man. Later on.
All right, later.
Good interview.
Good dude. Just a good.
I don't know a whole lot about the sport. That's why I didn't really dive in.
He's he's as good as he's nationally known. He's just awesome cat.
So who in Lorain County? Now, obviously, they're in Lorain County. They're at the top. Who's probably second?
I would say right now, probably Avon. Avon's got a good little thing going.
I mean, I know Keystone's always got a good wrestling. I mean,
they're just always solid.
Yeah.
But Avon has grown. They hired a young coach, who was a BTW guy, Brunette trained wrestling. He wrestled at OU, and he's kind of just learned the process under. There's just so many good,
Okay, here for everybody that doesn't know, like, what's the difference between Greco and I guess what is it, regular?
Okay, so folk style is what we wrestle in America most of the time. Like high school wrestling, that's folk style.
Okay.
So now in the Olympics, you're going to see freestyle and Greco. Freestyle is very, it's more similar to what you've seen if you watch high school wrestling, college wrestling. A lot of scoring. You just expose their, but you don't have to like. You're not pinning them. You're exposing their back. So you can get points with a roll through.
Okay.
So it's normal mat wrestling. Greco is a lot of up top and throws.
Okay.
Where you get those crazy like over the shoulder like suplex looking bad boys, and it's crazy. Yeah, those dudes they hand fight.
So what do you
forever,
mean? They're not bringing the steel chair in the ring and stuff and hitting?
No, like the baseball bat with the barbed wire on it. No.
Come on.
But it's exciting. If people are watching, I'm telling you, tune in. We have a really awesome Team USA with a bunch of young dynamic guys that like range from like, well, Gable Stevenson is 20 to like 26. They're tough.
Now here, are these guys college guys or are they out of college?
Both. Like,
okay.
So Gable Stevenson just won the national title at Minnesota in the heavyweight division. But we, the other dudes, like we were talking about, like Kyle Dake was a 4-time national champion in college. There's only been 3. He did it at 4 different weights. Only person ever do that. So he's been out for
the
4 years.
The 4 big ones are what? What is it usually? It's Ohio State, Michigan, Iowa,
Oklahoma State.
Okay. Penn State's decent, right?
Penn State's had a dynasty for the last 8. Since Cale Sanderson went there, they kind of owned it. Iowa is still right there. Oklahoma State's
Iowa's
really good.
Been good forever in wrestling.
Well, they have the Brands. Tom Brands. The Brands brothers are the head coach and assistant coach. I think they just extended him to like 2028 or 29.
Have you ever heard of David Taylor?
We talked about him. DT.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, they're
absolutely.
asking in the chat.
Yeah. No, David Taylor has a very good shot at. Being on the medal stand. He is. It's tough.
Absolutely.
Columbus kid. He wrestled at the Iron Man. Saw him wrestle with the Iron Man and Walsh Jesuit a couple times when he was. He had some wars with Colin Palmer from Columbus, from St. Ed's. But yeah, David Taylor, Kyle Dake, and we're forgetting about one before we go to break. Kyle Snyder, who won Olympic gold in 2016. He was a 3-time national champ from Ohio State, won the Worlds and then won gold. So Snyder man is there too. So
yeah. Hey, before we go to break, let's give out a shout out to that group that follows us wherever we go. BFO, the Browns fans only.
They're chomping at the bit with training camp up. Like these, man,
we're gonna get into that coming out of the break. We're gonna get out of that. We'll get into that coming out of the break. But I just want to give a big shout out. If you're a Cleveland Browns fan, you're on Facebook, definitely look them up. It's the best group out there for Browns fans. I think Christy said she's giving away $1 million of her own money.
Right, twice I think. Every other Thursday through the season.
So get in there, become a member. You get a shot to win.
Sign up. See, you don't have to get vaccinated to win the lottery. You can just join BFO.
Absolutely.
There it is.
All right. So while we go to break, when we come back, we're gonna get into training. These guys reporting for camp in the NFL. So don't go anywhere. That's next on the Red, White, and Blue Sports Show. We are back on the Red, White, and Blue Sports Show. I'm Scott, along with Zach. I want to thank Eric Burnett for joining us last segment.
Absolutely. It was great, man. He's changed a lot of kids' lives in school, for a sport that doesn't get as much notoriety to, just get it out there and get people appreciate it. I dig it. He's a great dude.
Absolutely. All right, let's get in NFL. Training camps are reporting. As I stated on both shows, Aaron Rodgers will be back at Green Bay, which he is.
As of right now, yep.
He's not going anywhere.
He may give you this year, but then
That's fine.
See ya.
But it was a great interview he did with the media today.
It was great. He took some good shots at Green Bay.
Oh, no, not really Green Bay.
The organization.
Gutenhurst, the GM, is who he was after.
And I love when he was like, I love my teammates. I love the city. I love and he stopped when he said Oregon, and then he just moved on. He's a beaut. He's a very smart. He calculated.
Well, he went to Cal. He probably should be pretty smart.
Yeah. So did Marshawn Lynch. So let's not get crazy there. Okay. Just saying. He is just a smart cat and calculated, and he got done. And they traded for Randall Cobb today.
Absolutely. An old friend is back in town. I mean.
Yeah. That's one of his dudes.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, he is. I mean.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, I got to put the Packers at the top, towards the top in the NFC again. I mean.
Yeah, I think it goes Buccaneers, and then, that's who played. Yeah, I don't think either of them did anything that. Tampa Bay is, I would put number one, but I think Green Bay is.
I guess I'm with you with Tampa Bay. Don't get me wrong, okay?
Yeah.
But all I'm going to say on Tampa Bay is every year from now on, there's going to be that question mark, is this the year that he slides back?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he is in his 40s. It's just like when Peyton Manning did it, he fell off like the cliff like that. You know what I'm saying? Not saying Brady is. I'm just saying there's caution out there that you don't know.
Okay, right. But the great thing about a Tom Brady-led team, especially now in Tampa Bay, he is not the main focus. He is not the center point. They have many weapons around him. They have a good few running backs. Their defense is excellent. So they don't need him to be Tom Brady of
same thing with Peyton Manning. The year he fell off the cliff, they won the Super Bowl. I mean,
right, and then he couldn't hit his neck fused.
I will say this about Tampa Bay: I feel they need to improve that running game.
That is, they have.
That's their fault.
Few serviceable.
If you a weakness, I'm not going to say a weakness.
Right.
That is their weakness.
Yes, right. Yeah, they don't have a big timer. They have 2 or 3 dudes that just are pros, but yeah, they don't have. We're lucky. We're in a situation where we have 2 legit, maybe one that's the best, and another one that's maybe top 20. So we're in a good spot. Place to be. But the Packers have. Didn't they play for the NFC Championship the last 2 years?
They did.
Right. Okay. So last 2 years, and I get everything that Aaron Rodgers is bitching and moaning about and happy about, because I agree wholeheartedly. They haven't done enough to surround arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game and give him all the weapons he deserves and needs. Now that's done. That's over with. Now he's back to work.
Yep.
And maybe the last ride, like him and Devontae Adams, posted on their Twitter. But nonetheless, they're super talented. They got one of the best, rush ends. Their defense is super solid. Good
running back. Good running back.
Oh yeah, he's a top 5-ish. With and that backup, the cat from Boston College, who's about 250 and runs like a Mack truck.
Yes.
Where
did Williams go? Jamal Williams.
The kid I'm talking about?
Jamal Williams. He's not there. He's not in Green Bay. He left. Where did he go?
No, yeah. No, he went to. But they didn't want to pay him any cash.
Did he go to the
he went
Jets?
to.
I want to say the Jets.
I think
for
so.
some reason.
I think so because they were throwing money at people all offseason.
All right, here in Cleveland, Baker and the boys arrived in Berea today.
Everyone there.
Everyone's there. Joker is on the COVID list.
Yeah,
He's probably out 2 weeks. They're guessing.
it's cool with me. It's 2 weeks less for him to get injured.
It is, but I mean, as a rookie, I think I would want him there.
Yeah,
I think this will.
If he's a rookie coming from East Tennessee Tech or he's gonna be fine. He's been training like a pro all off season. I get it, but that doesn't.
I think this will eventually cost him an opening day starting job. Not saying he can't recover through the season. I'm just saying week 1, I don't see him starting due to this. Not his fault. It's just, not being able to get the reps.
Right. And then once again, though, I go back to the old adage, it's not who starts, it's who finishes.
Oh,
so that's
fine. I'm just saying everyone was touting he was going to be a day 1 starter, and I think this will hinder that.
Yeah, I think if he's a 3-down backer, which he has an advantage over some other guys.
What I can tell you is the starting 3 linebackers today at the first rep were Walker, Mack, and Taki.
Okay.
But how often are the Cleveland Browns going to run 3 linebackers? Not very often. They're going to be in a lot of dime and nickel.
Right. And the first day of camp, you run a lot of mixture of a lot of different dudes and combinations.
Yeah. They got to do their conditioning tests. They got to do all that stuff.
Right. This is preliminary stuff. I think it's time to start. It's time to ramp it up a little bit here with them. There was all this Baker talk. Like, he just needs to come in and do his job. Everyone needs to come and do their job. Everyone chops wood every day. Everything will work out.
Yeah, they reported today. They had a workout today. They work out tomorrow, and then it's open to the fans on Friday.
No, it'll be a fiasco.
But you do need tickets to get into training camp, just so everyone is aware.
That doesn't change. That doesn't affect what's going to go out in that parking lot.
Okay, Jamal Williams is with the Detroit Lions. But who's that tailback they drafted last year, man? He was a stud. As long as he stayed.
The Lions?
The rookie. He came, I think, from Georgia. He was hurt at the beginning of the season. Then he came.
Then he came out. Yeah. Look it up. What's his name?
I forget. But he was a stud. But Jamal Williams is no slouch either.
No, they get a good 1-2 punch, and then it really all depends on what they're going to do there. Obviously, they have a quarterback who is a system type guy, who needs to be. He's boot, get him out in the open, and he's going to have a good running game. That's similar to what we do with Stefanski's system with Baker. It's controlled, and that's why Baker has made great progression last year, because he was in a system that kind of puts him in a situation to succeed and not be put in a place where he's being asked to make throws that aren't his strength, or make judgments that he may go a little haywire. He's a boot guy, get out in the open, run the ball, and everything's controlled for him.
So I love how yesterday we got tagged in a little post on an article that said Rashard Higgins is ready for camp.
Yeah. I'm like, well, I hope, because that's his job.
I just read what you said. And I kept going. I was like, I'm not going to get involved.
I'm like, yeah, that's great. Because if he didn't do what he was supposed to do in the offseason, then he didn't do his job. He is a professional football player. And like I said, if you don't do what you're supposed to do in the offseason, the NFL stands for not for long.
Absolutely.
That's what's going to happen.
The old Jerry Glanville quote.
That's right. Granted, the guy used to leave tickets at Will Call for Elvis.
God bless him. God bless him, man.
He's a good dude. Glanville was a beauty. I mean, he was a beauty, man.
And then dressed like
He was a
Johnny
different
Cash.
Oh, he's a special dude right there.
So down in Houston today, Deshaun Watson reports on time, like nothing ever happened.
I don't get this.
I don't either. It's weird, man.
The NFL does a lot of good things. Like, they do a lot of things right. One of the things they fail at is they try to do their own investigation alongside the police in this incident. And baseball does it the right way. What did baseball do? They said, Trevor, pack your shit and be gone until everything gets taken care of, and then you're welcome back if everything's
look at the whole Mickey
NFL wants to be all in it.
Look at the whole Mickey Callaway thing. He was suspended,
right?
Right,
boom, gone, and then we'll figure it out on the back end. This thing that he is just rolling in like kumbaya, everything's cool, and he's got like 342 sexual assault cases playing against him. Like, what's going on, man? Like, Goodell does a lot of things that make the league better.
But if you look back at the NFL's track record, they did just automatically suspend a lot of guys. You lose some lights there, huh? But how is he not on the commissioner exempt list right now?
Right.
I mean,
that's the thing. I don't get it. Like, you look at the Ray Rice thing. He was put on that list like immediately.
Okay, I haven't seen an article on this. Someone just put in the chat about Julio Jones selling marijuana. You know anything about that?
No. Well, I don't doubt it, but who cares?
Exactly. It's marijuana. They don't even test for it anymore in the NFL.
Once again, though, why would anyone in what we're talking about the Browns? They didn't want him to play here. He doesn't play for the Browns. Why would they care? Just saying. Just saying. Didn't want him. Why care about him now?
Yeah. He's only a first ballot Hall of Famer.
No, yeah. He would just only make us one of the greatest offenses in the last 20 years.
Just so everybody knows, Rashard Higgins was smoking weed when he was drag racing last year when he threw the joint out. Just for the record.
Yep.
Got to tell it both ways.
Hey, you know what though? He probably bought it from Julio Jones. He's got a good dealer.
That's great.
That is great. He knows who to call. He's like, yo, JJ.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
My Lord.
All right, let's move on to some MLB.
Oh boy.
They got a fiasco on their hands in Washington. Trey Turner last night starts the game, singled, scored a run. They take him out in the third inning due to he tested positive for COVID.
Poof. Now you have the China flu.
They do. All of a sudden. And now they had to cancel the game because multiple players and coaches tested positive today.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was exposure to everyone, so everyone's tested in depth, and now they're
this could be a real black mark on Major League Baseball here because they're probably done for 10 days. Minimum. Now you're going to be screwing the schedule. You're going to have all these doubleheaders down the stretch. Now, thank God they're only 7-inning games.
Right.
I guess, are they that lucky it took this long for this to happen?
I guess. I mean, this is a can of worms that we could do another 3 hours if you want to get me rolling on the pandemic. But it was bound to happen. Yeah. I mean, you got a bunch of dudes who are.
But once again, my big argument is this: how do you not know this before the game? I'm sorry.
Right, like that's right. When is he tested?
You're going to rip somebody out of a baseball game because he tested positive. How do they not know before first pitch? Do they need to start the testing 2 hours earlier? I mean,
or is it from the previous day? They just got the email after he was scoring. And at that point, explain to me what the negative is. He has been around everyone in the locker room, warming up, out in the field, in the dugout, and now everyone's exposed. So are they going to get double COVID?
Right, exactly.
Like, They're already there, bro. Like, what? It's just give me a break.
Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. Friday is the trade deadline.
Yeah.
It is going to be nuts. You've had two guys in the last 35 minutes been scratched out of their lineups tonight. Joey Gallo in Texas.
Really? Where's he going?
I don't know. They scratched him like 10 minutes before first pitch.
That screws some people in DraftKings. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I got mine out. I got the little indicator. Get him out of your lineup.
Yeah.
Edward Escobar out of Arizona, he got scratched late. I mean, you're going to see a lot of late scratches the next day or so because they're trying to trade these guys. I mean,
well, that and they're going to tell these cats to stay home so they don't get exposed.
Well, Sterling Marte went to the A's today from Miami for a Jesus Lucario. Now they got 4 Jesuses on the Miami Marlins.
Oh, it fits. I mean, they're in Miami. Why wouldn't they?
Oh, absolutely.
What the hell else?
I get it. I mean, I'm just.
What
I
about
don't
the
care
third
what team it is. It's they have 4 guys with that name. It's just kind of odd.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
all the Yankee fans, I can tell you, were irritated today at Brian Cashman for not making that deal for Marte.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah, that's been the talk here. I mean, I randomly listen to sports radio here because it makes my ears bleed. But whether I don't think they're going to be buyers.
Who?
The Yankees.
Oh, the Yankees.
Yeah, I think they may. Yeah, they're trying to move a few things.
Well, shit. I mean, heck. I mean, look at that payroll. Cole's making a ton.
But and they don't have anything. Their minor league system is like So like, it's not that they can go out and like go get someone with
right.
some
I mean,
good minor leaguers.
I mean, Stanton's making a ton. I mean,
shit ton, and they hate. And right now he's swinging it invisible baseball.
Hey, what are they gonna do when Judge comes up for arbitration?
Probably sign him for a shit ton of money, but
I know,
it's not.
Well, there was rumors.
There
was rumors in the offseason they were trying to trade him, Judge.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever. I've heard that they talk about that. I don't. He's the face of the organization. I really don't think they could ever do that. But I mean, I could see why they would, but I don't think they ever will pull the trigger. And then you got Chapman, who right now can't. He's going Rick Ankiel, can't throw strikes. They're a mess. I mean, they've lost what was it, 4 games in the last 3 weeks where they were winning by 4 and going into the 8th, and like there's only
and the
2.
The one team they thought in the AL East that was going to be down this year, the Boston Red Sox are like
first place.
24 games over 500.
I know, isn't that funny? They thought they were going to be a dumpster fire. All of a sudden, they're just doo-doo-doo.
Or is it Alex Cora's back?
Yeah,
I mean, you want to talk about a leader of men?
I agree.
Alex Cora.
I don't disagree at all. I think he gets dudes to step up and play. The great ones get guys to play better than what they are. And that's.
By any chance, did you catch the Minnesota Twins Detroit Tigers game today?
No. Why?
I think the final was 16-14.
Ooh. Did they go for 2?
I mean,
kick a field
my
goal?
phone was lighting up like every 10 minutes. Home run. I think 4 different guys in the game had 2 home runs.
My Lord, that's like a softball game at Oakwood Park.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and they were in Comerica, I believe. They were in Minneapolis. I apologize.
Okay.
Hold on. I got to find this score. What was it? 17-14. They won by the field goal.
They kicked the field goal with no time left. Great. Wow. Well, there's some fireworks. Those people got their money's worth.
Oh. I said I wish I would have just put 100 lineups in with just those 2 teams.
My Lord. You would have won a few thingies.
Oh my
Definitely
good Lord. Michael Wacha, who has absolutely been horrible all year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Playing the Yankees tonight. 4 innings, 8 Ks.
No
runs. No.
Whew. Well, I mean, 2 of those I guarantee are Stanton because he's swinging at anything that comes out of a pitcher's hand right now.
Oh my god.
He's just
Let's see what we
he's
got
a
going
mess.
on here.
Are the Nationals?
Oh, you're gonna have another barn burner in Baltimore tonight.
Oh, they're beating it up.
Miami's up 5-4 in the bottom of the third.
Ooh. Yeah, that'll be at 11-10.
That's
What
really
about Scherzer? Is
I
he gonna
heard
get
he's.
moved?
I heard they're trying to make a deal for him. I can't even imagine what you have to give up to get him.
How do you trade that cat?
I don't know, man. Unless they're trying to cut payroll, because Strasburg's supposedly coming back next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But here, I mean, I know this. He was supposed to be back this week. He was on a rehab assignment, and there was a setback. So I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
but unless they're just trying to cut payroll, because Scherzer's making a ton, Strasburg's making a ton. Soto's going to get paid.
Right, has to.
I
Well,
mean, you got Josh Bell there now. You got,
Yeah.
Harrison's there. He's not making a whole lot of money, but he's there, Josh Harrison.
Right.
You got Schwarber there, who's on the DL.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I mean-
Schwarber.
The guy who hit like 24 home runs in June.
Right. Just that guy.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so I think this up 5-5. Here we go. Baltimore just tied in the third, 5-5.
They're scoring some runs.
The next 2 days is going to be really active in Major League Baseball.
Yeah. Because there's so many, with the extra playoff teams, there's so many teams that are in contention.
There's not this year.
No, with the extra wild cards.
Well, that's been like that for 10 years.
It keeps-
But I'm saying, when you say all the extra teams, like last year, you don't have all those.
No, there's more teams with that other wild card, and now there's so many teams that
There's
are
only 5
blended
this year
up.
in each division, or American League and National. You got your 3 winners of the divisions and your 2 wild
then
cards.
2 wild cards. So
But last year they
There's
took,
so
I
much-
believe, 7 from each.
14. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it was right. So the bunch up. There's so many teams that are in it still.
And you
Yeah,
got
within a couple games here and there.
you got 2 months.
So it's
left.
hard to disseminate who the buyers and who the sellers are.
Well, I've said that from day one since they started this wild card thing, that it was going to hurt the
Yeah.
trade deadline in Major League Baseball due to just you have more teams that can compete for that second wild card.
Right.
But it's just getting all these teams want to cut payroll due to losing all the money last year.
Right.
I mean, unless you're the Dodgers, I think it's like $800 billion payroll this year.
Well, yeah, there's certain teams that don't care. They have more money than God, so they're gonna chase that.
Well, they just paid Betts. They're going to pay Bellinger. They gave Bauer money. Well, that's a waste.
A lot.
You got Kershaw, which he must be hurt because I haven't seen him pitch in a while. But here, I can tell you this: the Padres are looking for a starter. If Scherzer goes to San Diego, it's over.
Oof.
It's over. You already got Blake
Yeah.
Snell.
Nice weather too for him.
Oh,
You
you
know,
got
he's not-
Tatis, you got Machado, you got Will Myers. I mean, that team is ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man.
It
We're out of time again.
happens quick.
It does. It does.
But next week we'll. Who knows? Hollywood Higgins might already be cut. Who knows?
Stir that pot. Stir that pot.
Well, we got the Olympics will be almost. Yeah, they'll be only a few days from being over.
Yeah, because I believe a week from Sunday is closing ceremonies.
Yeah, so
I believe.
we'll know what happens in golf for the most part, and we'll see where we
Oh,
sit.
yeah.
Right now, the US
Here, let's touch on that real quick with Bryson testing positive over there. He got sent home.
Yeah.
And then Patrick Reed leaves in the middle of the night in Minneapolis at the 3M Open to go join him.
I know, it's crazy. Like, hey, you got to go.
But Rob tested positive again.
I know.
I mean,
I don't get it. It's probably like probably was antibiotic.
And
Like, who knows?
I'm just gonna say it, man. I don't care.
Joke.
You could go get tested 365 days a year. You got a 50-50 shot each day of tested positive or not.
Yeah, and then you get it, and then you have the antibodies.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
you want to get the vaccine, and people will be getting the vaccine or something.
here, let's touch on
everyone make their own decision.
I want to touch on one thing before we go. I heard this today.
Yeah.
You know how 85% vaccination is that key number in the NFL?
Right.
The Cleveland Browns are at 70.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have the tough love in Berea.
Most teams are. There's not many teams that are above. I mean, it just is what it is. You got dudes that believe what they believe in and don't believe what they don't believe in. It just is what it is.
I just don't see how that's constitutional in an agreement to set that up like that.
Well, right. So you got that coach from Minnesota too, who they're trying to force out because he doesn't want to get it.
Oh, he said, screw you guys. I won't coach.
Right. I mean, they'll have a hell of a lawsuit on their hands.
Yeah. All right, man.
Another good one.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you guys next week.
Next Wednesday, 7:00.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you can also catch us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Breaker, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, and YouTube.
Yeah. Let's go.
Let's go.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right, everybody have a good week, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
God bless you.